I am essentially a human glow stick. My friend and I always joke about this because it was just so unexpected. It still hasn't happened, so I'm still very much single. Hey guys, it's Genevieve. Welcome to or back to my channel. Today is going to be a very interesting, hopefully very funny video. Happy Slow Sunday. I hope you are all doing so well and doing anything that is going to set your future self up for success for the new week. I actually wrote out all of these little facts about myself yesterday in obviously preparation to film today, and I really had to dig deep for some of these, so I think it's going to be really fun, and yeah, I hope you enjoy today's video. So the first fact is that although I am Canadian, I've actually been to more locations in the States than I have been in Canada. Maybe this tarnishes my Canadian citizenship, but I have actually only been to British Columbia in Canada. That is the province that I live in. And in the States, I've been to California and Jamaica and Hawaii. So that definitely is a little weird. I realized this yesterday and it was pretty shocking. The next fact about me is that although I am confident online, I am actually very shy and introverted in person, and in school I only had a very select group of friends, and I pretty much just stayed in that same bubble all the way until I switched to online school. I'm not the extroverted, bubbly, well, I am kind of bubbly, but like I'm not the extroverted person that you maybe thought I was. This one is definitely a very strange one, and my friend and I always joke about this because it was just so unexpected and you would never guess it. But as a child and definitely into middle school, like even early high school, I was so into video games. Like I was a hardcore gamer. Honestly, some of my friends that actually still do video games, they're probably like, you were never a hardcore gamer, but just for specification, I was playing a lot of video games. I had a full-on Steam account with like probably like upwards of like 30 to 40 different games, all that I played religiously. So yeah, I was like really into them for a good chunk of my life. However, I do not play them anymore. I've definitely moved on from that stage in my life. Obviously no hate to anyone that does enjoy video games. I think that everyone has their own thing that they enjoy doing, and if that's video games, that is cool. The next one is something that you probably do know about me if you follow me on Instagram, but that is the fact that I am obsessed with RuPaul's Drag Race. Like, it is definitely one of my all-time favorite shows next to Grey's Anatomy. I have watched every single season probably twice, if not 3 times through. I really want to go to DragCon, and I'm actually planning to do that within the next few years. And going along with that, I have so much respect for drag queens. I honestly look up to them so much, just the way that they exude so much confidence, and they are just so authentic to who they are, and it's just so inspiring seeing someone like that confident and that level of just like bold and creative, and it's just very inspiring. So the next one is that in middle school I dyed my hair with Kool-Aid. This was definitely a big trend, at least in my school. A lot of people were dip dyeing their hair with Kool-Aid, and I chose purple Kool-Aid, and this purple Kool-Aid stayed in my hair for, I kid you not, 4 years. The only reason I was able to get it out of my hair was because I literally just cut it off. And ever since that point, ever since I learned that it has that amount of staying power, I have not consumed Kool-Aid. The next one is something that you, again, probably do know about me if you follow my Instagram or if you've just subscribed to my channel for a little while, but I can actually sit on my head. I will have a video playing over right now showing this skill of mine, but yeah, I can comfortably sit on my head, so that's a fun fact. The next one is that I have never had a drink or done drugs. Pretty simple one, but just thought I'd throw it in there. And I've also never been in a relationship, which honestly, I mean, there's not a lot of high school relationships that do last, but it kind of would have been fun to have that experience, but it just never happened, and it still hasn't happened, so I'm still very much single. The next one is one of the more serious ones, and that is I like hardcore crave a super deep level of connection in my friendships. I am such a lover of like deep conversations, things that really just, I don't know, I love those types of conversations. I love learning about other people and other people's struggles, other people's like best life experiences, just contemplating different things. It's very fun for me, and I love it when I can have those types of conversations with my friends. It honestly is always the highlight of my day if that happens. Next is that I am not a movie person, and I pretty much only ever watch shows. I honestly can't remember the last time I watched a movie. As I mentioned earlier, RuPaul's Drag Race, Grey's Anatomy. I love Once Upon a Time too, Friends. a classic. New Girl, love that one too. But yeah, all of those, like, they're all TV shows, and I can't honestly think of a favorite movie. Next is that I have never broken a bone, and touch wood because I don't want to break a bone. And I've also never had stitches. I've been a pretty safe child, I guess. Next is kind of going along with that last one, but I can crack every bone in my body. I am not kidding. And it goes on. I can also crack my tailbone, my knees, my elbows, sometimes even my collarbone, like my ankles, my feet. Like literally I can crack so many different parts of my body. I think it's just because I'm a dancer and your ligaments stretch out, so then you can just like pop things very easily. Actually, along with that, I can also crack my hips. I am essentially a human glow stick. The next fact that you probably didn't know about me was that I am notorious for hyper analyzing everything that I say, text that I send. I will read over text like 5 times before I actually hit send. I think that this trait is good in some ways, but definitely a little bit frustrating in other ways. I mean, this is probably actually something that a lot of people do, but I'll just be like casually laying around my house, and then all of a sudden a conversation or an interaction that I had with someone years and years ago will just like resurface, and I'll just like cringe about like what I said or what I did, and it's just so embarrassing, and I get like secondhand embarrassment, and it's just not fun. Next one is something that all of the adults watching this are probably going to be like, oh, just you wait, sweetie, that's going to change. It's not going to change. I can't ever foresee this changing, but that is that I don't want kids. I want to travel so much. I actually am extremely interested in the whole digital nomad lifestyle. Having kids just isn't realistic for me, and honestly, I don't want to be a parent. Just something that's never appealed to me. Like, I was never that kid that would like push around their doll in their little stroller and like pretend that I had a kid. Next is that I only like nonfiction books. If you saw my vlog where I went into Vancouver in the morning, I was reading The Hobbit, and that was literally only because I didn't have a nonfiction book that I could read at the time, because I actually only own about like 6 books. You guys know I love You're a Badass by Jen Sincero. I also really love The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer, I'm pretty sure. And then I just started reading The Financial Diet, which is really cool and really interesting because I really want to be learning more about finances, money, investment, all that kind of stuff. And then I've also just started reading The Soulful Art of Persuasion. So I've mentioned numerous times on my channel that I am a Virgo, and I am definitely, like, if you look up any definition of a Virgo, chances are I'm gonna match it perfectly. But to further elaborate on that, I am also an 8 on the Enneagram test, and then I am an INFJ-A on the 21 personalities, or the Myers-Briggs personality test. Yeah, some extra fact about my personality, and it's actually pretty cool because apparently my personality type is one of the most rare personality types in the world, which sounds like I'm trying to say, oh, I'm not like the other girls, but there's the information, take with it what you will. Next is kind of a silly one, but it is that I don't like chocolate cake or chocolate ice cream. I like chocolate. As far as cake and ice cream, I'm typically either vanilla or like strawberry. I love like fruity flavors. You know what? Salted caramel. That is my number one, like across the board. If there is a salted caramel ice cream, I'm gonna go for that one. I have never tried a salted caramel cake, but that does sound extremely good to me. Next is that my favorite grade in school was grade 7. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna see if I can find the good pages. Oh no, this wasn't the one. Okay, one second. Okay, I actually don't think I have it upstairs with me right now, but I was just gonna show you. It's called an anthology. It's a project that we did in grade 7, and I just loved my teachers at that time and just the curriculum that we were learning about. I just thought it was really interesting, and we got to do really interesting creative projects, one of which was the anthology. Pretty much anything we were learning about, we would do a few pages in our anthology, which is essentially just like a sketchbook, I guess more like a scrapbook actually, because it was a lot of like multimedia artwork. But yeah, it was just super fun. I went to an art school, so that's why we got to do stuff like this. That was definitely my favorite year out of all of the years that I was in school. And the last thing, this one my parents are not thrilled about, but I have plans to get 3 more piercings. I want to get my 3rd like lobe piercing, or like my midway on both ears, and then I also want to get my tragus pierced, which a tragus is this like middle part right here. Does that make sense? Anyway, it's called a tragus. And I just think it's really pretty. I've always loved the look of piercings on my ears. And going along with that, I have ideas for about 6 tattoos, one of which I'm getting on my arm next month, which I'm so freaking excited about. I'm getting it on my 18th birthday, which I think is just going to be super fun. I'm going to vlog it too, so you guys will be able to experience it with me. I'm going to talk about like my experience getting a tattoo for the first time, which I'm just so excited about. That is all of the facts that I am sharing with you today. I hope maybe you can relate to me on some of these things. Let me know in the comments down below. You can subscribe and click the bell icon, give this video a thumbs up, and you can follow me on Instagram at genevieve.mason, because all of these things really do support me on my channel. And with all of that being said, I hope to see you in my next video.
Now I'm singing like, oh, la, 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 la.